Hola, clase. ¿Cómo están? Excelente. And welcome back to Learning with Senor Cao Cao. Once again, Spanish 2 and 3 are together because we're going over the same material. Okay, a couple quick announcements. First of all, if you would like to retake the SAD and ESTAR quiz, that is going to be this Thursday at 3 o'clock on Google Meet. We will do that. I'll send out an announcement on Google Classroom, and we're going to do it out loud, and you will be writing, and you have to have your face cam on. Not an option. If you're in Spanish 3 and you would like to retake your present progressive and 40 verbs test, that is going to be Friday at 3 o'clock. Same thing. Face cams on, live on paper. And if you're in Spanish 3 and you'd like to redo the infinitive phrases and 40 verbs test, that is going to be on Monday at 3 o'clock. Face cams, live, all that stuff. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get started. This is your warm up, so get ready. Ok, clase, por favor, saquen papel y practiquen. Pause the video now. Okay, bugs disgust us would be los insectos nos disgustan, or nos disgustan los insectos. Either way, books interest me. Los libros me interesan, or me interesan los libros. Spanish fascinates him. El español le fascina, or le fascina el español. The soup worries Paula. Something questionable about it. La sopa le preocupa a Paula, or a Paula le preocupa la sopa. Do dogs matter to you? ¿Te importan los perros? Or los perros te importan? And finally, we are lacking the money. We don't have it. You would say. Nos falta el dinero nos falta. And there you go. Okay, now to review these, I'm going to go straight to Quizlet today. Okay, verbs like gustar. All right, so first one, start at the first here. All right, to like. Which one do we say for liking things? Gustar. Loving things. Encantar. And again, this is how you really, really, really like something. Like if I said, ¿Te gusta la música de Taylor Swift? Sí, me encanta. Yeah, I love it. To matter, to be important. Importar. To interest. Interesar. To bore. Aburrir. To fascinate. Fascinar. To disgust. Disgustar. To lack. Faltar. To seem. Parecer. And to worry. Preocupar. And then again, if you'd like to hang out here, you can get more practice. I like bread. Me gusta el pan. I like cats. Me gustan los gatos. All right, let's skip to a random one. Soup disgusts me. Oops. Me disgusta la sopa. Or la sopa me disgusta. French fries disgust me. Me disgustan las papas fritas. Las papas fritas me disgustan. Ugh. Guacala. That's how we say yuck in Spanish. Guacala. Okay, now at this point in the live class, what we would do is have some study time with a Quizlet, and then play a Quizlet live. All right. Now, using these verbs, I want you, and I'm going to show you two assignments today, two small assignments, and neither one is to be turned in. Okay, don't worry about sending this to me. All right, first one is this. This is Marco. Make up 5 sentences about what bores him, what fascinates him, etc. Include at least one negative using no. Okay? All right, so go ahead. Again, it's not to turn in, but I do want you to get the practice. Pause the video. Make up 5 things about him. Tell me about him. Pause the video now. All right, so you could say something like, and I'm not going to translate any of these, I'm just going to tell you. Le fascinan los videojuegos. No le gusta leer. Leer no le interesa. Le aburre la escuela. No le aburre el Xbox. Le gusta mucho el Xbox. Le encanta el Xbox. Okay, so there you go. So there's just, making up things about him. Any of those things would work. So just notice it was le. Le gusta, le aburre, le fascina, le disgusta, no le gusta, no le interesa, things like that. Okay, so number 5. This is the part of class where, at least in the live class, I'm going to ask you questions, okay? So just pretend that I'm asking you these questions. So I think that's enough of him. Adios, Marco. So we'll go to my camera for a minute here. So imagine that I'm asking you, ¿qué te interesa? ¿Qué te interesa? ¿Te interesa el fútbol americano? ¿No? ¿Te interesa el tenis? Ah, el tenis. ¿Qué te fascina? ¿Qué te fascina? ¿Te fascina el español? A mí me fascina el español. ¿Qué te aburre? ¿Qué te aburre? A mí me aburre trabajar. ¿Qué te disgusta? A mí me disgustan los insectos. Okay, so again, those are just examples of what we'll do in class today. Okay, now at this point, I want you to write down 3 questions that you would ask a classmate, because that's what we're going to do. I'm going to see if I can get my students to actually kind of call on each other. Look like the Brady Bunch or something, but we'll try. Okay, so let me show you. Let me start a new document here. A new blank. Okay, so imagine these are questions that you could make. Okay, so here's an example. ¿Qué te fascina? Take just a minute and see if you can come up with 2 or 3 little questions like this. See how well you would be able to ask somebody these things to find out about them. Another one, to get to know somebody, you could ask them, ¿Qué te aburre? ¿Qué te aburre? And they would answer by saying, Me aburre la historia. Maybe history they think is boring. Okay. Another one, you could ask, let's see another verb here. Yeah. ¿Qué te preocupa? ¿Qué te preocupa? And here we could get to a more pointed question. ¿Quién te aburre? Señor Coward? No. Señor Coward me fascina. There you go. Okay, so again, examples of questions are those. Okay. Now, what I want to do next is to go over your next group of verbs. So again, if you go to tinyurl.com/cowcow new verbs, I've added the next 30. Okay. So again, this is your list of verbs. You have 115 verbs on here. The ones we're going to look at today are the next 30 on the list. So two things as we get started. First of all, number one, the good news is you already know about half of these. That's 15 out of 30. I looked at them. You've learned these before for sure and used them a lot. Things like escribir and hablar and stuff like that. Also, hopefully you have a version of this written down, printed out, something like that. Right now, it's worth the time. Pause the video, go through and check off ones that you know. Okay? All right. So hopefully you can pause now if you haven't already. All right, so let's go ahead and go over the verbs. All right, so to turn on, encender. And that is a stem changer, so it'd be like yo enciendo. This is like to turn on a TV, to turn on a light, things like that. To find, encontrar. O-T-U-E, so yo encuentro. To teach or to show, enseñar, which is one you've seen before. To understand, entender, E-I-E, entiendo. Oh, a good way in Spanish to tell somebody you don't understand is to say, no entiendo. And it's something that a Spanish speaker would say to you if they're not catching enough of your English. You're trying to tell them how to do something and say, no entiendo. I don't understand what you're saying. To wrap, envolver. So, yo envuelvo. This is like to wrap something up, like to wrap a towel around something, a blanket, etc. To choose, select, pick, escoger. To write, escribir. To listen, escuchar. To ski, esquiar. To be, not ser, but estar. To study, estudiar. To enjoy, gozar de. To enjoy doing something, gozar de infinitive, a verb. Like I enjoy sleeping. Gozo de dormir. I get enjoyment from it. To talk or speak, hablar. To do or make, hacer. This is a really useful verb because you can use it to say, ¿Qué te gusta hacer? What do you like to do? Or, ¿Qué haces? What do you do? To do exercise. So if to do is hacer, to do exercise, hacer ejercicio. Another one of those doubles that really starts taking it down from 30 words. There are, hay. Like if you say, there's a boy here. Hay un chico aquí. Or there's some girls outside. I don't know what they want. Hay unas chicas. There are some girls. Hay unas chicas afuera. To invite or offer to pay. Invitar. One thing they told us early on in Spain is if you tell somebody, te invito a un café, I invite you to a coffee, it means I invite you to a coffee and I'm going to pay. So be careful. You're not just inviting someone, you're inviting them to come for free. To go, ir. To go to, ir a. 99 times out of 100, ir is followed by a. I can think of one exception in all my years of Spanish. It's very rare. So ir, just to do a quick recap here, it goes voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. Okay, I go, you go, he goes. To play a sport or game. Jugar. It's U-to-U-E, so it's yo juego al fútbol. Don't say jugo. Jugo means juice. To wash. Lavar. To read. Leer. To clean. Limpiar. To call. Llamar. To arrive. Llegar. To wear or carry. Llevar. To watch or look at. Mirar. To ride. Montar. And to swim. Nadar. Muy bien. Okay? So that covers all 30 verbs. Now, like I said, some of those are stem changers. We went over that. All right, we're going to do two more things before I turn you loose. Okay, so let's look at some mnemonics real quick. I'll just go ahead and give you mine. To turn on, encender. Think of it like incinerating. To catch something on fire, you incinerate something. You turn on the light. To find, encontrar. Looks kind of like encounter. I encounter my keys. I found them. To teach or to show, enseñar. Everyone says your teachers are insane. Enseñar. To understand, entender. Not sure about that one. Some of these you just have to remember. To wrap, envolver. Looks like envelope because that's where envelope comes from. It envelops the letter. An envelope wraps up the letter. To wrap up, envolver. To choose, escoger. I don't know, maybe you choose a hairstyle. To write, escribir. Anything with this scrib is talking about writing. Um, think about a scribe or script. All these things are written. To listen, escuchar. I had a student one time, he said, here, scooch over here and I'll tell you a secret. To ski, esquiar. It has the word, excuse me, it has the word ski in it. To be, estar, you already know that one. To study, estudiar has study pretty much in the middle. To enjoy, gustar. I don't know, maybe you enjoy going to places. To talk or speak, hablar. We've seen that a million times, but maybe blah, 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 talking. To do or make, hacer. Um, let's see. Invitar looks like invite. Let's see. To wash, lavar. Imagine that your hand is really dirty, so you put it in lava and it burns off the dirt. But don't do that in real life. To read, leer. This is where you get words like lexical or lexicon. To clean, limpiar. Imagine you clean the whole house. You clean, 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 and then, you just go limp and you fall on the couch. To call, llamar. If you can't call a taxi, call a llama. This is where we get the word me llamo, my name is. Hola, me llamo Señor Coward. Literally it says, I call myself Señor Coward. To arrive, llegar. You get somewhere, you arrive, and you say, yay, I gart here. I know that one's super cheesy. Let's see. To watch or look at. You look at yourself in the mirror. To ride, montar, like you mount a bike, you mount a horse. And to swim, nadar. Okay, now the last thing, and again, this is not something that you need to turn in, but do it anyway because it's good practice. Using those 30 verbs, all you have to do is write 5 sentences and make them good sentences. Make it things like, I swim with my friends at the house. Anything like that, okay? 5 sentences is all you have to do. All right, so that's it for today, and I will talk to you later. Adios.